Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's been such a long time. And the last ranking video got so much views, and I like views. I think everyone likes views. So does Redbb, and so does Bao. And guess what, Bao? Happy birthday! 2 years anniversary of BFY. 2 years of BFY. BFY for 100 years. Woo! Alright, I'm just gonna jump into it. We have some rules. Rule number 1, I will only be counting episode 12 and the loser run. But unfortunately for the loser run, I do not have the episode. I only have the solos. So, yeah. Rule number 2, no scraps, no one released, and no Red vs. Javon. Because, well, those don't have episodes. I know the loser round technically doesn't have an episode, but it was out at some point. And so the public is technically seeing it. But I want the public to agree with me, and I want the public to relate with me because you guys are my best friends. Alright, let's get into number 24.
Okay.
Alright, and dead last, in the worst solo of BFY. I hate this thing, but it literally makes me want to... I'm joking. We have FMT at 24. And, well, the main problem I have with this one is because, well, first of all, the first couple episodes don't hold up because that was like 2 years ago, man. I feel like a grandpa. But, yeah, most of those don't hold up because, well, the community was kind of dookie back then. We didn't have as good mixing, we didn't have as good effects, we didn't have the good beatboxing, but now we got better at that. Definitely become more HD. And so, the problem that I have with FMT is that when you're recording, you want to be expressive and you want to express yourself and you want to have enough volume, not too loud, not too quiet. And FMT is just too quiet, man. It sounds like their families all over and they're having a party, and so they wanted to record and they're like da 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 da. Like they could have that emotion, they have like the potential to do that, but they just don't express it. The only reason I don't have the solo in D tier and instead I have it in low C is because of Nova. I think Nova saved it, and Nova with his rapping part, it really it stood out. And you know, thinking about lyrics, I can enjoy your lyrics if I could understand what you were saying. So yeah, number 23.
My name is Barry Hartwell White.
We have Berry. Oh, berries. I really like berries. It's like the definition of I like it for its strengths, but I also hate it for its flaws. The main strength of Berry, I feel like Berry has really strong vocals, and I think that works to their advantage. And but the one thing that does come with strong vocals can be a good thing and a bad thing. It can become bad once you don't have good mixing. And no offense to Berry, but I don't really like the mixing in this one. It feels more unorganized and not pleasurable to listen to as it like goes on. But the background vocals could work, like in their for example, when they're mixed by Hydro, Mysterious Scrapped. I think that was beautiful, amazing solo, Berry. But in this one, it was just like split down in the middle. I like the first the beginning like entrance thing, like the first 30 seconds of it, but then after this beginning it just starts going downhill for me. But I think it's a pretty good solo, but it's also I would put it in a mid C.
She has such a way with words.
Moxie after FMT. Wow, these do not hold up. 2022. Potato's birthday on the 27th, Miss Piggy vs. Potato on the 27th, CSMB on the 27th, UIB on the 27th, and then Bao wanting to piggyback right off of us. On the 28th, he released BFY 1 of the reboot. Yeah, Moxie does it does a good job for the time. It was really impressive at the time, but now it's sort of gotten outdated, and I'm 99% sure Moxie could do way better than this. But this solo just felt empty at times, you know, remixing Creeper, oh man, like, oh yeah, FND's creepy, wow, I get it. But like, it just feels empty, and the chorus, it's just off key at times, and it's like, I don't like this. I don't like this. The only thing I do like about it is Pitbull, Real One Rap. And that's why they won, because they're Real One Rap. He was Pitbull, bruh. He sounded so weird when he was doing
I'm gonna make you pee, you'll see.
first YBB, quote unquote, even though it was forgotten, then it was Super KXD's YBB, but this came out first, so it's Alidon's first YBB, technically. Main problem, this is fixed up in the solo, but in the episode, the mixing is not that good, because they're like, and like the screaming just does not sound good. Like, no offense to Zai, but it just doesn't sound good. It's a high C for me though, because I think it's pretty catchy. That's one thing I like about my solos. I like them catchy, and like that they have a nice tone to it. Even though the lyrics are kind of dookie, like I'm gonna make you pee. What the heck, man? Why do you want to make Miss Cheerios pee his pants? Yeah, not much to say about the solo, but the screaming in the chorus just brings it down for me. But I do like the rapping part. The rapping part is pretty catchy, and I can flow to it. I can get jiggy to it.
Oh,
Where have you been all my life, BA?
Alright, number 20, Anonymous. Wow, I'm gonna get jumped for this one. High C for me, because people get pulled off like doing like their main voice and then a high-pitched vocal in the back and a low-pitched vocal in the back. But in Anonymous's mixing, I don't really like it because you could hear both at the same volume, and his high-pitched voice is just like, no, 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 no. But it sounds more cracky, and I just don't think it works with him. If you have two different voices at two different levels of like, I don't know, like a baritone and a soprano, and then an alto and a soprano, what? Well, like if you have it at different pitches and you're singing at the same time, it just sounds like a mess when it's all together. And the chorus, and the beatboxing just sounds off at times. But I do like how it flows. It sometimes sounds really good, and then sometimes it sounds,
Watch your step, punk. These streets ain't for you, dog.
Alright, number 19, BA, a low B for me. Now BAs, I like the solo, because the solo, well, it has a proof. Like almost all these solos have the mixed version or something else, changed them, but I'm doing the episode versions. BAs it just has this charm for me, and I like it because, well, it's just simple. It's a simple, nice beatbox, but it's not too great at times. Sometimes the auto-tune just sound really weird, and the mixing just sounds weird with BA's voice, because the vocal range for BA is not really that high. So he kind of compresses his voice, and I don't feel like that works with the mixing that was given to him when he did record this, which I don't know who mixed it, but I just feel like it didn't work, and it sounded a lot better in the solo. So if you want to enjoy the solo to like its max potential, I'd say you should listen to the solo. But for the episode, it's really just mid, and that's what I think B stands for, mid.
How do you sexually ambiguous people keep calling in here?
Alright, and at number 18, we have Anonymous Lose Around, and I give this a low B. Wow, we just had Anonymous main run and now Anonymous Lose Around. I feel like he could have had a bigger legacy in BFY if he got better mixing at the time, because same mixing problems that I find with his round 1 is found in the loser run and present there. But a main problem with his loser run is that I can't really understand what he's saying, and in order to enjoy someone's lyrics, I feel like you need to get yourself out there and be able to, well, for them to understand you, speak clearly, unless you have captions, and that also helps too, but we don't in BFY, we only have visuals. But yeah, Anonymous is just there for me. There's nothing really like special to it. I mean, the chorus is fine. I think the whole entire solo is fine, and it's just fine, but I don't prefer it over other ones. But there's many faults to this one.
Did you just call me a nerd? Dick!
Alright, and number 17, we have Ruben and a low B. You know, this solo is pretty solid for this first solo. I feel like Ruben has a lot of potential, especially seen in Redbb, but I feel like Ruben's voice could have been more expressing during the chorus when he's like, glory, but the ending just sounds like it falls off for me. You know, the verses sound good, and I don't know, like it too much, but like I was jamming out some of it, but I just think the beat doesn't really work with like the rate he was singing at, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a solid solo. Good job, Ruben, for your first solo. Sounded pretty good. I know a lot. It's in between people. People either like it or people either dislike it.
Hi guys, it's so nice of you to let me in the show. I'm so happy to be here.
Right, and at number 16 we have Egg BFY. I really like the chorus. After I'm done with you, I'm gonna hate me a lot, so I'm making bills like shoe. I think that part's really clever. And it was gonna be like his original round 1, where it was that weird beat by Epistra. I think it was by Epistra. Well, it was that weird beat, and instead he turned it into Spam Ton, and I really enjoyed it. Although his mixing does sound a little funky in the chorus, I could still jam out to it. And his verses were well executed, and I feel like Egg's best is his flow, but his beatboxing does sound pretty empty in it. And well, everyone's beatboxing below this besides Moxie sounds pretty empty. And for this one, it's just the fact that it's outdated. I feel like I could do way much better than now. And it seemed with this round 2, he could fill it with emotion and like express himself in that way, in that sense. But I feel like this just doesn't hold up because of how outdated it is, and it just sounds a little empty at times. And that's why I put it at mid.
back up your ass around the corner. Yeah, baby!
Number 15, speaking about empty, we have Miss Cheerios, mid B. This is another solo I feel that's kind of empty. It feels really good for the time, and for the time the mixing was really unseen and people did not know how modern rap was or transposing was, but now everyone can do that. But for Miss, it sounded really cool at the time. I was like, oh, this is a cool new thing. I feel like Miss really like started like the mixing thing where like people use more effects and get use more variety in it and use like harmonies and stuff. But I feel like Miss really outdid himself with this, especially after Mysterious, because this is after Mysterious and the BFY praise and KBB praise. I don't know, but this is a really solid solo. There's no flaws to it. It's just that like, you know, it gets a little repetitive at times, but it's just empty at sometimes. Like at this part, you know, it's just the same thing over and over again. And I feel like the remaster is way better because, you know, beatboxing and stuff. I think it's really good.
And
at number 14, we have Hydro, High B. Hydro's problem with me, Hydro has a problem with me, what? No, my problem with Hydro is that mainly it's just there for me. It's like a good and enjoyable at the times. I think the ending is the most enjoyable thing, but my problem with this is that the auto-tune doesn't really work sometimes. Like he's like, they're rapping so fast that the auto-tune kind of sounds weird with it. I feel like if it was just genuine vocals, it would sound kind of better-ish. But I do like the ending. The ending was really good. And I feel like the clever writing and the visual gags, which I understand the visual gags now, are really cool. And I just enjoy this. I enjoy this, but the auto-tune does sound iffy at some times, and that's really my only problem with it.
I can be whatever you want me to be.
Alright. And at number 13, we have Ledge at a high B. Everyone loves Ledges, yeah, but I have issues with it. Mainly, this was not an issue he can control, but his mic quality, I feel like it doesn't really work with, well, his beatboxes, and I can't really understand him at sometimes, so it sounds like he's just like, I don't know. It doesn't sound real clear, but I do like the beatboxing. The beatboxing is the biggest strong suit for this beatbox, and it does flow well with the instrumental, and with the chorus, I feel like it flows really well. And that's what I like about it, but again, the mic quality does really cut it out for me, and it makes it less enjoyable for me to listen.
I was fixing some
I
pipes.
will rip your anal hairs off and eat them for—
Alright, and now we're at number 12. We have Cheese at a low A. I really like Cheese's chorus. Chorus is, for Cheese, is his biggest strong suit, and Cheese can definitely have outstanding vocals for his, like, you know, when you listen to Cheese, you don't think, oh yeah, this guy can have some real, like, squeeze his balls and go like, ah! I can't even do that, man. What the hell was that? But I feel like Cheese could do it a lot better. And with this chorus, it really shows his, like, vocal range is really, like, big. And I feel like the chorus is really, really catchy. But at the times, the verses are executed weirdly. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't like the part where he's all silent and he's whispering. It sounds like he's kind of mumbling. That's my biggest issue with it, but other than that, I enjoy it, and it's just that, enjoyable.
Here, boy.
I say right foot.
Right, number 11. I think MB won. MB won against Ledge because I feel like MB's was more clear. The remaster solo was there, but the problem I had with Ledge is that it wasn't so clear because of his mic, but he couldn't fix that. So MB sounded just like clear, and his vocals were really good, and I really like the chorus he had. That was the chorus was really catchy, and the fact that he changed up the song to have like the own rap part, that was really cool, and that was really saved the solo for me from losing the Ledge because of the rap part and just how clear his vocals sounded. And I feel like MB has really improved on that over the time, but for the time this was also really good, but now it's just falling a little behind because, you know, people's standards go up and everyone improves. So yeah, I just give this one a solid low A.
Already touched me.
And at our final 10, wow, I'm doing this pretty fast. Last final 10, we have Pichu. Yeah, Pichu's low A for me. I feel like Pichu has this really like problem where he can't really do high notes, but he can do them at the same time. But his chorus for me is really good. But I like it. Nevertheless, the beginning does feel a little slow and it does kind of drag at the end. But other than that, he couldn't really change it because of the length. But the visuals, man, Pichu is a really good editor. I feel like he outdid himself with it. And those high notes, whew, they sound pretty good. And when Pichu can do those notes and whenever he can sing really good, I feel like that could be his really biggest strength. We are back from the Band Lab split. Alright. We're at number 9. Mid-A. Well, it's not low A, it's mid-A. We have Kaiko. Oh, I think I just said a racial slur. I don't know how to say their name. Kaiko, whatever it is. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna call him Kiko. Kiko has amazing vocals. So does I, and so does Barry. But I feel like Barry's could have been better, and so same with Zai's round 1. But Kiko really outstands themselves with their vocals. The only problem is that I feel like it could have been mixed better, and I'm pretty sure no autotune was used for this. But sometimes with no autotune, it just sounds kind of like plain. But I don't really have an issue with that. Not everything has to have like 100 times reverb. Raw vocals also generally sounds good, and the Gary cameo sounded really good, like the duet sounded really good. And holy shit, the roast on this, I know some of you guys don't know Hydro personally, but I understood some of the roast and I was like, damn, they did not hold back. And like Kiko's, like the emotion in it felt so genuine. It's like, it's just really good. The only problem with it is that it could have used some mixing, but that's the only negative of it. And some parts do sound a little weird. The duet sounds good, but sometimes they sound a little off. But that's really it. The rest of this is really good and really impressive for our first BFX. And I hope we can see Kiko and more stuff. And unfortunately, we probably won't because BFY is dead.
There was white, black, Asian, Latina, Badger. I saw Badgers.
Oh boy, isn't this guy controversial? Hammer number 8, mid-A. I feel like if I were to talk about this solo, it would be a little biased for me because Hammer makes me angry. Man, who should I call? Oh, isn't that my Egg Waffle 2 ringtone? Hello?
Oh my god, is that Super Cakey X?
Oh yeah, you're also an Egg Waffle 2. Hold on. Alright guys, I'm back. I went all the way across the country just to get Big Braino. So Big Braino, tell me your thoughts on Hammer. I mean, the beatbox. BFY, Hammer BFY, not the Hammer.
Coming at the number 8 spot, we have Hammer. Despite doing absolutely nothing wrong, Hammer still has one of the best BFYs in my opinion. I could just say it's pretty good and move on, but this is a ranking, so I have to be an objective little nerd like Penguin Pone or Ender, so here's my reasons for thinking it's good. The verses here are super catchy, and they flow super well I think. Hammer also manages to fit a lot of good roasts in, like how Anonymous fucking sucks at making beatboxes, which is true, and that chorus is too damn good. If I had to pick one issue about this though, I'd say the build up to the chorus feels a bit too long. That's probably because after the chorus it kind of just ends, there is no follow-up verse, so I guess he wanted to fit all that he had. Still though, a pretty good round from Hammer, and this beatbox was honestly so good it made me start following Jesus, so thank you Hammer for that.
Sylvester Stone.
Yeah, right, I like to see... Wait, what the fuck
Alright man, imagine if Hammer fixes flaws and he went a little hard. That would be my number 7 spot, which is Wit. Oh my gosh, bro, did this guy cook? Man, Wit is like Ledge, but imagine if Ledge's mic was a little bit better. That's Wit, man. Lit. He can rap, bro. He can rap and spit a rap attack. I really like his solo. There's like really no flaws, but I just like it. It's like an average, like a little above average, mid-A beatbox for me. It's like Hammer, but his raps and verses are really well executed. I don't understand some of the roasts, but with his feature, oh my gosh, did that boy cook? He also helped it and really brought it up for the above average tier for me. And the chorus is pretty catchy. And so yeah, I can get jiggy with this one. Good job, Wit. You're like, it's like, imagine if Hammer's flaws were fixed and a little whiz fire was sprayed on it. Like Wiz, thank you for pissing on the solo and making it better.
What are you talking about?
Right. Alright, this is really serious, man. We're getting number 6. I miscounted. Well, Xylodon. Wow, isn't that a great jump? All the way from the 20s to almost top 5. This one, well, the episode's gone now, but this one was really, really good. I enjoyed it, mainly because of its vocals, and Xylodon really proved herself that she could actually sing. And unlike her round one, she dished all the rapping and stuff and went for, well, her strong suit, which is the vocals. Because, oh my gosh, the notes in this song. I think this is one of her best. And to be honest, it's high A for me. And really, it shows like all her potential and what she can actually do. And it sounds really good. There's no really flaws to this one. I mean, mixing sometimes sounds off, but I can ignore that and just honestly vibe and enjoy to the solo. Thank you, Xylodon, for making a fire beatbox. This is heat. Like the BFY LR, because heat hell.
Ouch, my nipple burns.
And at number 5, top 5, final 5, we have Penguin Pound, man. This guy really outdid himself. This beatbox is so unique to me, and I feel like that's the main reason why I like it. It's so unique. Like, I don't even know if there's any actual bars directed towards BA, but it just sounds good. I don't care about it, but it's just like a solo you can vibe to. And that rapping part sounds really good. I don't understand him, but it sounds good. And the beatboxing, I'll compare this to one of the Penguin's modern beatboxes, is BYTBB Round 2, which is in the same genre and like same vibe as this one. But in this one, his beatboxing for you is more alive. And when he does that thing, like, I don't know how to say it, like that beatboxing part, it sounds like it's full of life. And that's what I like about this beatbox. This beatbox is full of life, and like, let's play this shit at the club and see how we react.
Yeah!
No, wait, what the fuck?
Alright guys, I just got jumped. But Penguin Bone, good job, man.
I fell after he railed me like that from behind. After he shot on my back. After he came from behind.
Oh yeah! Number 4, Omega Man. I really enjoyed this one. I wouldn't say that's his best because it's as best as his HYB Round 2 in my opinion. But this is pretty solid, man. A pretty nice intro to BFY. And his lyrics are pretty good. Really clever, and this is just good, man. I have no real problems with it. I mean, the only problem I have is really the ending. But that's because it goes like, it sounds a little awkward with the beatboxing because of the beat change and stuff, but I like it. I still like it, and he really showed off like all his strengths with his beatboxing at the end and his vocals and how he can rap and his lyrics. I don't really know Ruben that much, but they sound pretty good.
Oh.
All right, final 3, man. Right, so Phantom BFY. This guy really sticks out for me in this one. This one is really good in my opinion. I feel like the techno and the electric beat works really well with Phantom, and I feel like he really got into the vibe of the song and popped off. And his beatboxing, oh my gosh, I did not know Phantom could beatbox like that, but it really matches the beat, and his verses are really well executed. And sometimes I can't really hear him, and I don't really like the whispering part, but other than that, there's no real problems with this one. And the lyrics, oh my gosh, I've known Alvaro for some time, and his lyrics will go hard. And I didn't expect Alvaro to, I mean, did I just say Alvaro? I mean, Phantom. I didn't expect Phantom to go this hard. And honestly, it's one of my favorite solos in BFY just for the part of the cleverness and just because it sounds so good. And I could honestly vibe to it because it just sounds so good. Definitely Phantom's best and definitely one of the best in BFY.
Daniel!
Number 2, I was shown this beatbox really early on. Into the summer of 2022, I'd like to say, and I was really blown away. Because I did not know anyone in this community can have vocals like this. And it really stands out to me. Because Stoop, I think this is still one of Stoop's best. And his vocals are definitely his strong suit. and it really works well with the mixing and the instrumental of Runaway. Now, my only problem with this is that Runaway isn't really a type of song that you're used to remixing and like beatboxing flow with it, especially because of the length and like just the genre. But Stoop somehow perfected it, and I don't know how he did it, but he made it sound really good and still had really executed his bars really well. And for facing Cheese multiple times, I think this is pretty good. And the Lorax feature was actually pretty funny and, well, matched with the theme of the episode. And, well, Stoop and his vocals, it's just something I can't describe, and I do not know how he pulled it off, but it's definitely a strong suit and one of my favorite things of this solo. And that's why it's so high on my list, just because of how beautiful it sounds. Of course, I could put like other beatboxes that are really complex on here, like Penguin and Phantom above it, but this one is just simply just good. There's no real problems with it, and the vocals really help me. I'm a sucker for good vocals, and this is the best thing that BFY has offered in the category of vocals. Great job, Ali. And personally, I want to see you stretch out and use your vocals more, because that would be awesome. You're good at rapping too, but vocals is one of your strongest and most impressive things they are good at, and you definitely have one of the best vocals in the community. Number 1. I really had to think about this, and I'm just gonna say Alvaro. Listen, man, Alvaro versus Phantom was one of the closest matches for me, and if I'm just doing it solely on based on this one, I just like it because of how simple it is. I don't care about complexity in beatboxes. As long as it sounds good and I'm able to enjoy it in my own free time, that's what I really like about it. And Alvaro's just sounds good, and I really like his vocals and the way he sings, and the way like the charm in this beatbox just really does it for me and gives me the number 1 spot in my opinion. And it's just good in the fact that I can enjoy this without thinking it's a beatbox, thinking it's like a normal song. I can just really enjoy it and just vibe to it. And Alvaro does not fall in any categories. Beatboxing, it's still really good. Lyrics, it's pretty good. And vocals and singing, it's pretty good, and it just sounds good. Understand Alvaro, even though English is not even his first language, and he still does it really good. Great job, Alvaro. Bravo, Alvaro. And that's why I feel like you have the best BFY. So I want to give you a little reward. It's called the Bow's Funny YBB Award. Hooray! Yeah, man, I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, thank you guys for watching, and I don't know, what should I rank next? BFY is dead. Or imagine if Bow like brought back BFY on the 2-year anniversary. That would really fuck me over, because I just spent all this time just for it to come out on the anniversary, and now it's not. I don't know, man. Have a good night, guys. Woo! Happy birthday, BFY! 2 years BFY. 100 years BFY. Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe.